While the rest of the world grapples with inflation, China appears to be sliding into deflation. Consumer prices fell in July. Factory gate prices also extended declines last month as the world's second largest economy struggled to revive demand. The National Bureau of Statistics said Wednesday that the Consumer Price Index dropped 0.3% year-on-year in July. It was the first decline since February 2 years ago. The Producer Price Index also fell for a 10th consecutive month, down 4.4% and faster than forecast. Markets are worried China has entered an era of much slower economic growth similar to Japan's lost decades. That saw consumer prices and wages stagnate for a generation. China's post-health crisis recovery has slowed after a quick start in the first quarter. Demand at home and abroad weakened and policies to support the economy failed to shore up activity. The data comes a day after the trade figures showed exports and imports both slumped in July. For now, authorities are downplaying concerns about deflation. Last month, the central bank said there will be no deflationary risks in China in the second half of the year, though it did say the economy needs time to return to normal after the health crisis. Now there is pressure on Beijing to release more direct policy stimulus as the stock market is mostly underwhelmed by the lack of firm action. Policymakers have recently announced measures to boost sales of cars and appliances, but some market participants say stronger stimulus is needed. Investors have waited for policymakers to inject stimulus after last month's Politburo meeting.
I think we can all agree that freedom of expression is not limitless. Your words have consequences, your actions have fallouts. So the line must be drawn somewhere. The only question is where. So there are upgrades across the board. All three defense services are getting bigger and more lethal weapons. And this is the need of the hour. China's build-up on the border remains a concern, 38 months and counting. India needs better weapons to secure its front lines. So arms trade is just another source of income for them. And this is a serious setback in the fight against terrorism. All because of American callousness. So the stock rally is like a vote of confidence from investors. They are betting on India. They're positive about the India story. It's the government's job now to repay that faith. This incident once again highlights the role of social media and the internet. It's a double-edged sword, really. So tough times for the world. There is inflation, layoffs and pay cuts. But not for King Charles of Britain. Forget pay cuts. He's all set to receive a massive pay hike. What is offensive to one religion could be sacred to another. Europe must realize this. They keep lecturing the world about minorities, how they should be protected, how their rights and culture must be promoted. But at home, it's the exact opposite. People are burning the holy book of your minority group. And what is your response? You say it's freedom of expression.